Joking, I sprinted all the way home because I wasn't about that life. I wasn't about to be a part of, to be a victim of the Ku Klux Klan. Like, that wasn't in my story. Hey there fam, welcome back to another video of Dea Talks. I'm Danielle Olivia, and today we're gonna talk about my work and travel experience. So let's get right into it, right off the bat. So let's go. So for starters, or for some tips, you have to have perseverance, you have to have endurance, you have to have willpower if you're gonna last, if you're gonna make it through 5 months of working non-stop. For my experience, I must say I started out slow, in the sense where when everybody was having their second, third jobs, I was still scrambling to make 40 hours a week. It was rough, and to have the peer pressure of some of my housemates where they're like, Danielle, you're really gonna come to work and travel and make less than what you earn, what you spend for come up here? And I was like, listen, my God now make me come up here for earn less than what me spend for come up here, yeah? Everything fits time. But it was still a fear within me where I was like, am I really gonna come up here and not go, like, not make money, not earn the amount that I need to earn to pay my school fee? So they were off in their second and third jobs, and I was barely scrambling to make 40 hours a week. I had a job first as a housekeeper, but I had to stop that because my sinusitis, it was the chemicals that I use cause blood to appear in my mucus, and that was a no-no. So I got moved to the restaurant to work as a hostess and a waitress. I must say though, for my whole experience, I learned how to basically run a hotel, or run an establishment. I learned how to spread beds in the way how they do it in the hotels, to fix up the towel, tissue, like all of those things. I know how to welcome people into an establishment, seat them, arrange them in certain ways, so say this group of family this loud family cannot sit next to this couple because they want peace and quiet while they want to have a good time, so you have to space them out, like arrangements in a restaurant. And just waiting tables, like learning how to carry a tray, like one of those long trays with like 3 plates, heavy plates on it, like you have to kneel down on the ground and then put your hand on the tray and get up and stand up. Like, I learned a lot of things, I must say. Great job. But scrambling at the beginning, like the end of May, first week of June, first half of June, scrambling, not making a lot of money, it took a toll on my brain. However, I prayed about it. Like, as a Christian, one thing I do, or I always do, is pray. So I was like, yo, Abba, my G, I'd really appreciate it if I could get another job, or you could work something out for me, because I really don't want to stay here and make less than what I spent to come up here. And so not long after I prayed about it, I received like an opening. The same people that I worked for opened up a pool, like a lagoon area, and I put it up somewhere on the screen. So I was their lagoon ranger, and I would basically be a lifeguard per se, but I wasn't supposed to like jump in the water to help anybody from drowning. I was supposed to just throw them a buoy and call for help. even though I can swim, but yeah, I'm not a certified lifeguard, so that was a no-no. So I had that job plus the restaurant job, but one thing I must say, endurance, because I was in Wisconsin. Wisconsin's cold. In June, you're clocking like a 16 degrees Celsius. Like you're lucky if you get a 21, 22 degrees Celsius. So oftentimes I would sit out in the pool area, in the lagoon area, in the cold, in the freezing cold. Like if I have a video, I will put it up like I'm out there with my fur coat, mittens, tam, because it's freezing and I'm from Jamaica. But one thing that I'm grateful for, one thing I'm grateful to Abba for, is that my house was here and the lagoon was here, and the restaurant that I worked at was a 30-minute walk. So luckily enough, thank God again, I eventually stopped working at the restaurant and started a job, because my boss owned a gas station across from the pool area. So I had to stop working at the restaurant because they needed me in the gas station as well as at the lagoon. And I am grateful for that, because I must say, being on work and travel, it was the first time I've ever experienced racism. So one time I was working at the restaurant and my shift was over and I was walking home like 10 o'clock in the night, 10:30 around there about, and it was a 30-minute walk. So trotting it in the night air, about to cross the road, I just see like a van just speed past me with a Caucasian young man up about it half, up about it out the window, and he's like, "What are you doing? This is not your country, this is my country. Go back to where you came from." And I was like, and they look like rednecks, so who just start sprinting got them yard. I'm not even joking, I sprinted all the way home because I wasn't about that life. I wasn't about to be a part of, to be a victim of the Ku Klux Klan. Like, that wasn't in my story. So I was grateful that I had to stop working at the restaurant and started at the gas station. So what had happened was, one of my bosses stopped by at the lagoon one day and he said, "Yo, do you want more hours?" And I was like, yes, of course, because it was so early in summer, you wouldn't work as much. So like when I was working at the restaurant, I would work about 4 hours a day for 3 days out of the week. So so we barely I scrape 40 hours a week, and my boss was like, "You want more hours?" And I was like, yes, of course. So he carried me over to the gas station after one of my shifts at the lagoon, and I started out there. It wasn't bad because I already knew the currency. I already knew US currency and the change and how to give back change and stuff like that. So first night was good. It was a Saturday or a Sunday, one of those days, and the following Monday, my boss was like, "Yo, I need you to come over here at 4 p.m. Don't bother go to the restaurant." So I worked at the Lagoon Ranger from like 9 in the morning to about 3:30 p.m. and then I would go over to the gas station at like 4. And the Monday that I went there, like after one training session at the gas station, my boss next Monday evening come tell me, say, oh, well, Daniel, somebody quit, so I'm gonna need you here. And I'm like,